Hi, my name is Ignacio Maldonado, born and raised in Madrid, Spain. I'm an adjunct professor of finance at IE University, and my professional background is financial, having worked in investment banking for over 18 years across the world. I'm here today to share how my professional activity had an impact on my personal well-being. I come from a good family. I had a very decent education, and my youth years were nice and enjoyable. I left home very early, as young as 23, in pursuit of my dream, which was working in finance. And that led me to fly over to remote places like Santiago de Chile or New York City at a very young stage in my career. My story goes back to 2004, when I'm living in New York. I've enrolled in investment banking, and I'm working very long hours in a very competitive and very stressful environment. Besides, major changes take place in my life, in my daily habits. I barely have any time to exercise. Exercising has always been very relevant for me and for my personal well-being. I start to develop bad eating habits and very negative sleeping habits as well. And all of this starts having an impact on my well-being, whilst I have no one around to tell me that I need to take a bit of care of myself and to focus on these aspects of my private life. My challenge doesn't happen from one day to the other. It's a gradual process. I start developing some temper issues, a sort of victimism, and sometimes routinary stuff around me becomes very cumbersome, annoying at times, and even paralyzing. I've achieved everything I wanted, so I'm a privileged person, fulfilling my dream. I'm working in investment banking, I'm living abroad in a very nice city, and I'm basically doing everything I had pursued, but at the same time I'm feeling miserable. I am becoming a very fragile person, and every day-to-day matter, whether directed to me or not, becomes a huge issue for me and very challenging to fight. I often feel sad, bored, and day-to-day issues become very cumbersome to me. I even lose appetite to go out, socialize, get to know new people, and discover new places. And yet, everything that I've always found attractive doesn't work for me anymore. I always thought mine was a champagne problem, but at the same time it was becoming a huge issue for myself and for well-being. So I decided to ask for help. As young as 25 or 26, I visited a psychologist, and as early as on our first session, my counselor concludes that I am burnt out. I need to focus on my living habits, whether it's sleeping, diet, exercising, and that I need a bit of perspective as well. And I think this has been one of the best decisions I've ever made, as it worked out really well for me. Ever since, I've visited mental health professionals on and off, on professional, personal, and other matters. And I think this has been one of the keys to my success. I've learned a lot of things. First, I've learned to identify those patterns and situations that affect my well-being. And more importantly, I've also learned that when those persist and grow, it's time to stop, ask for help, and reset. I have also learned that a job is just a job, and you can leave at any time. And I shouldn't be taking job matters as life or death. And I have also learned that we're not alone in this. At some point in time, most of us need help, and it's good to receive help. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your background is, what activity you run, or what lifestyle you have. It just can happen to anyone. In summary, my perspective is that we should be very natural about this, and you should feel empowered by asking for help whenever you need to. In my case, every time I've asked for help, It worked out really well.